Hello my friends and welcome back to Mage's Initiation. Now you may be saying, hey Footless Bird, we've completed this game and we got a really cool ending. What are we doing? Well, I thought it would be great to have a darkest dark run. And by that, we're going to choose all the basically evil choices that we can. And we're going to see if that affects the story any at all. Now this is not going to be like our previous playthrough, where we do the entire game. Instead, I'm going to record this. I'm going to record everything, and I will be inserting in the moments that are crucial to defining the alignment of our character. The goal of this playthrough is going to be two things. One, to explore how the game is different as a fire mage, and two, to explore how the game is different if you do all the most evil things that you can try to do. If you remember with our Water Mage, we got intelligence bonus points for doing honorable things. In this playthrough, we want to make sure we never ever get a bonus point. What does that mean? It means killing the Priestess. It means dishonoring Val. Anything that we can think of that's not honorable, we want to try to do. Now that does leave a little bit of a problem, because the demon summoning part of the game, we have a chance to summon the Priestess and give her back her power. But in order to do that, we would have to let her live, which would give us a bonus point. So when it comes down to it, I'm gonna make that's gonna be like the focus of the alignment of this game, which is don't get any bonus points at all. And over the course of it, we'll also go and see all the really cool things that a fire mage does differently than a water mage. And I'm really looking forward to it, so I hope you're looking forward to it as well. It's gonna require me to play the entire game through from the beginning again, but that's perfectly okay. I don't mind at all. I hope you guys enjoy this playthrough, or this walkthrough I should say, of a fire mage in Mage's Initiation, as well as burning everything we can to the ground. Now one of the things I am going to be doing is, since we're going to be playing the darkest dark, there's an achievement where you don't kill any enemies in the game except for bosses, and you don't equip any gems except beyond the tutorial. So I'm going to actually go for that achievement. But since we're not going to be fighting any bosses and we're not going to get any help with gems, I went ahead and changed the combat so that it's disabled. So the only thing that we actually fight in game are the mandatory encounters. Considering that I'm not going to be broadcasting like all the things that we do for this playthrough, and we're just going to hit the highlights, this won't affect you guys any, but it allows me at the same time to pick up a few achievements. You will notice that our gem is unequipped, and I put 1 point on our stats. The reason our gem is unequipped is because I'm going to try for a couple of achievements with this run. You can get 2 achievements for, the first one is not having any gem equipped beyond the base tutorial, which we already did, and then we unequipped it. The second achievement you can get is for not defeating any enemies beyond the 4 mandatory fights. So in this game, there's 4 mandatory fights, which is the crab in the Priestesses room, the race in the air cave. I believe it's the 2 goblins, the 2 goblin archers that are guarding the way to the goblin city, and the final one is of course with the final boss. So those are the only 4 fights we're ever going to fight in this game. Because of that, we kind of need a well-rounded character, because we're not going to get any bonus points for being good, because we're not being good, and we're not going to get any bonus points for equipping gems. To counteract this, what I did is I turned the difficulty to basically disabled. So the only fights we'll fight are the mandatory fights, but we're going to be fighting them at huge disadvantage. Since I'm going to be editing, those fights out, it's not going to matter much. Or maybe I'll just leave those 4 fights in just to show you, the difference between easy and hard. But even though we are playing, I think it's set to easy when you put the difficulty on that. It's still going to be difficult because we don't have all those buffs or all those advantages that we had on our other character. So this is interesting, because I think as a water mage, all we had to do was just grab this, but we can't grab it. And unlike blue sparkles, we now have red sparkles, which means we're supposed to use spells on this. The two spells we start with are speech skill, which allows us to communicate with ethereal and unworldly forces, and heat, which will cause significant increase in temperature at the target location.
Aim.
So what we're going to do is we're going to use heat on the knot. And that is how we get the rope as a fire mage.
Ow!
Once again,
Fire ants. Those biting little...
we can't seem to get the tingle berries by just grabbing it, but we do have the flame icon. So we're going to heat things up.
For fire ants, they had a low tolerance to heat. I'm just glad the bush didn't catch a light.
And with that, we can
I'll just take the dry ones.
Yeah, we can grab some tingle berries. Now we're going to go ahead and sell this green gem because it absolutely does us no good since we're not going to be using it. Money is going to be a very, very big problem though, because our normal way of getting money, killing monsters or selling gems from killing monsters, we're not going to do any of that in this playthrough. And we're going to need most likely healing potions at the very least as a way to get through the bosses. So we're going to have to be very careful with our gold expenditures. We're going to make sure we only buy the things we absolutely need. And at the same time, we're going to try to see if we can increase this by winning the Demon's Deal, which at 60 gold, it's coming in pretty low, but we may be able to do it. By the way, while gambling for money here, I noticed 3 interesting patrons at the bar. It appears Quest for Glory 1 is not the only game to give a shout out to our beloved Three Stooges.
These 3 are waiting for their beer and pretzels.
So playing Demon's Deal is very tough at the beginning, but once you win one game, you'll have enough money to just constantly bet 20, and then you just save and load. Ooh, that's a really lucky first start. This is an easy win. So winning the first game is hard because you have like no money at all. But then after winning the first game, you just go all out. And you fold it, which is what we kind of want because it's an easy way to get money. You'll see that we're already at 152 coins, so we're going strong. With our 180 plus gold that we won from Demon's Deal, what we're going to do is we're going to buy 2 mana potions. Not a lot of mana potions right now because we're probably not going to need them, but we may need a lot of health potions. So we're going to push our health potions to 10. We don't need any scrolls at all. We'll buy a couple extra empty flasks, and with that, this is how we're going to get through the game, mostly by just using heal potions because we're not going to have boosted stats due to our character not being able to equip any gems. So now we need to get the strange plant, trade it with service to get the sap, and all you have to do is just burn one of the apple blisters down. So instead of using the water jet,
overdid it. The fruit is scorched to the core.
I'm sure it'll be fine. It's just your latent tendency to burn everything to the ground coming out. Okay.
I can see you're not much of a cook. Burned fruit is of no use to me.
So it looks like we have our fruit, but it's burned, which means we need to find some way to unburn it. So since our fire burns the fruit and she won't take it, you have to throw a lemon at the tree to get the fruit. So kind of interesting little difference here in the puzzle. Instead of using spells like we did as a water mage, we had to throw a lemon because our fire magic is too potent to solve that puzzle. So in the Priestesses Palace, this is not new to fire mages or wind mages or anything like that, but it is really cool to show that there is a difference in puzzles. Because you notice here, this puzzle is called the Union, and we're in this room. But last time, as a water mage, the puzzle was about the 3 monkeys, I believe. And you had to put the words in basically the order of the sequence. This story reads as follows: The Union. It was a time of celebration. The first daughter of the god king Natanai was to wed the only son of the crystal queen, Sarvinia. The children had been betrothed from before birth, had now come of age. But father, I do not want to marry him, said Alain. The God King would not listen. This marriage will ally the depths of my realm with those of Farzana, the ice realm of the south. Besides, you have known him your whole life. I do not love him. At least, I don't think so. And it's so cold where he comes from. A look from her father, and nothing further was said. On the morning of the wedding, there was much fuss about the underwater kingdom. Chalices overflowed with the finest seaweed. Plates were served high with the rarest breed of sea serpent, a local delicacy, the hydra. The time of the ceremony arrived. Where is Elaine? Someone cried. Alarms rang through the city. The God King was furious. The ocean itself trembled in response. Far away, beyond the reach of the spear and shield-bearing guards, Elaine cowered with a small cave, sobbing. She could never go back. She could never love. A presence stirred nearby. Elaine drew herself up in defense. It is only I, Pedrago. My betrothed, whispered the God King's daughter, curiously relieved. What are you doing here? I might ask the same question. His tone caught her ear. Perhaps I might receive the same answer. She searched his eyes and saw something new. How had she not noticed? Her arm drifted past his, tingling. We must go back, she said. Our realms will never be one without us, Pedrago sighed. Do you think we might ever be? She took him by the hand and flicked his tail with hers. Let us see. The two returned, and the seas were calm once more. So, the 7 parts to this puzzle are Chalice, Hydra, God, Shield, Manticore, 3 monkeys, and Treasure. And you had to put them in order based on the story, based on what I remember from last time. We have God is mentioned first, which is up here. We have Chalices mentioned down here. We have Hydra mentioned here. And then we have Shield mentioned here. So if I'm correct, you have to put it in order of God, Chalice, Hydra, and Shield. And let's see what happens. So God, Hydra. Oh, my bad. It's God, Chalice, Hydra. God, Chalice. Where's the Chalice at? Chalice, Hydra, and then Shield is on the wall. So that is how you solve that puzzle. You just had to read the book, have these 7 things listed, and figure out in what order do 4 of these 7 words appear in. Just wanted to show this off. If you wanted to see what dark look like in the Fire Mage alternate mirror world, this is what it looks like. I don't know. I kind of like it. It looks pretty cool. After giving the priestess the water, she sends us into her dungeon. And there's these red sparklies right here. So let's use our flame spell on these.
The cracks in the metal shackle have given way. Now for the other shackle.
It looks like you're going to have to do it on both. Okay. Now we just have to break our chains. And that is how we escape from the chains. In the next part, we just got to move this back and forth in order to...
This device...
In order to open the door. Or in order to take off the lock. And once we do that, we'll be able to fight the priestess as a fire mage. Go ahead and activate it. That kills the lock. Move this back around. And out the door we go.
Sneaking into a woman's bedchambers? Such impudence!
Etiquette.
Alright, let's fight the giant crab. I always hate fighting the giant crab because you feel kind of trapped in this little corner here. However, you can see the difference in our spells. We got the fire ring though. Oh, look at that. That's actually really helpful. The fire ring keeps the crab at bay. There we go. Just like that.
They both collapsed at the same time. Interesting.
We have crab for dinner. Now, what's interesting is I remember this time when we talked to Frey in this game, I remembered Frey said something about finding his brooch from the Priestesses' palace. I just have no idea where that brooch is, and in the first playthrough, we did not grab it. Do know. But one thing I do know is, you know, we're the evil type in this game, so it's not like we're going to give them back the brooch anyway. Although it would be nice to find.
This isn't something I wish to open.
It would be nice to find
A woman's.
because if we could sell it. Okay, we have our artifacts of binding.
The mirror.
I wonder if that's like a prelude for the part of the game when you summon the demon.
A woman's.
I'm trying to find out where is the brooch at. Maybe it was somewhere in the palace that I just missed. Because once again, for the second time in this game, I have not found that brooch. And it kind of disappoints me to know that,
If it is,
you know, somehow I have missed it twice in a row. Oh well. It's time to go kill a priestess. Now you may want to say, hey, Flightless Bird,
finally.
wouldn't it be more evil to let her live so that way you can summon the demon?
Don't kill me.
And then she can reappear. And the truth of the matter is, yes, that probably would be more evil. The only thing is, we would be doing something honorable by sparing her. So if we're truly playing the darkest dark playthrough, then what we need to do is we need to make sure she never lives to even see the demon. So let's go ahead and kill her.
It is done.
It is done. And I like the horrific music there as we kill her. Oh, that's great. You will notice that we lost experience as well. And that's because when you do dishonorable acts in this game, you lose experience, which kind of makes the game a lot harder. But considering we are playing on the easiest difficulty here, just to, you know, get through the game and to get these achievements, it's not such a big deal. Once again, I'm putting my points just across the board, one in everything. Just trying to make sure we don't die instantly to a boss.
You have returned, Initiate Dark.
Your efforts thus far have proven your value to this tower.
We accept the lock of hair as proof of your accomplishment.
Do not grow complacent. The most challenging tasks lie ahead.
The priestess Aman'Kul is dead. In time, her long life, her very name, will fade from even the most studious of minds.
The taking of life is never relished, nor do we celebrate it. Your actions in this matter, intended or not, may ripple in ways not even I can foresee.
While your decision was not born of the light, take heart from knowing that Amun'Kul's terrible lust for tyranny has ended.
Rest now, then turn your mind to the mountains, where you will need wits as sharp as the eyes that keep watch from there.
We don't revel in the fact that we did it out of light. We did it because we are bloodthirsty. And we want to kill that woman. So that is the first trial complete. And yeah, so far it's been a lot of fun playing as Fire Mage. A couple uniquely different things that we're showing off. But for the most part,
who goes there?
It's the villainous aspect.
Special. At least not yet.
You know, maybe one day we can become like this guy.
You're one of them.
All right, well, that's the first trial done.
Most
Time to head to the second trial.
Want? A word and your cooperation.
Thank you for watching this video. Feel free to comment on what you saw and what you would like to see next. I always love to hear your thoughts. Please be sure to like and subscribe for more. Also, please do not forget, you matter, you are brilliant, and you are loved. And you should always remember to be true to yourself. Don't let the world tell you any different. Much love to you from your friendly feathered flightless bird. Till next time.